Alright boys, so about 2 days ago I put out my Voidwalker build for the glassway GM and I was finding some success with it, slowing everything down, weakening everything, and it was good. But my team quickly realized that we needed more crowd control. We needed to freeze all those overload champions and wyverns, which is when I switched to my Shadebinder build, and this thing absolutely carried. So I just wanted to put this out there very quickly. Maybe it can help you guys out and give you guys some guidance. So this is just going to be another quick video. It's very similar to my Voidwalker build. So since I am using gloves for this build, I have to use a cold snap grenade so I can get the 2 charges of it. We're also using glacial harvest so I can spawn those stasis shards whenever I freeze an enemy, and we're using bleak watcher because this thing is just actually cracked and you can crutch on it so much. I mean, I don't care, I crutch on it, I don't care, I'll admit it. It's so good. Now for our fragments, we're using whisper shards mainly for that +10 in resilience, whisper fishes so my stasis does more damage whenever it explodes, whisper of conduction so that way those stasis shards track to my position. This is huge because I don't want to put myself in danger just to become charged with light. This will do that for me. It'll just track right to me. It also gives me +10 in resilience and +10 in intellect, and we're also using whisper of endurance so my stasis turret lasts longer. The base duration is 20 seconds. With whisper of endurance it lasts for 25 seconds. So this was my exact loadout when I got my GM clear. I was using my deliverance with demo chill clip. You guys have heard me talk about this thing to death. I'm also using my sweet sorrow, stats for all, 1 for all. This thing is also a monster. I'm using anti-barrier auto and it just shreds through the barrier champions. And we're using xenophage. Now this is not a weapon I was expecting to use, but since we have overload machine guns, it was actually working pretty well. I believe it takes 2 to 3 shots on an overload champion, and you can just slowly chunk them down, as well as take care of those few solar shields that are in the strike. And it kind of acts like a pseudo sniper because at that one part where all the shanks are pouring down like into that little like bridge thing, I don't know what to call it, there's those snipers up top, and this thing was able to take care of them with ease. As for my stats, I have 100 resilience, which is massive. It is really important for any type of end game content. I have 100 recovery so my health comes back quicker and my rift comes back quicker, and I have 100 discipline so my grenade comes back faster, just in case I'm in a situation where I don't have any stacks of charge of light and I don't have a grenade to freeze anything. I can use my demolitionist weapon as well as just generate grenade energy passively over time. And like I just stated a little bit ago, I am using osmiomancy gloves as my exotic so I can have those double cold snap grenades. As for my mods, I'm using elemental shards, elemental charge, and 3 stacks of firepower. You can't see it on my chest piece because there's just other mods here, but I have 1 stack on my chest piece. Now, having 3 stacks of firepower will actually generate about 45% grenade energy when you use your grenade while charged with light, consuming 1 stack of charge with light. So this really plays into that grenade spam. If I need to use it to freeze enemies as a regular cold snap, I can land a direct impact, generate a bunch of grenade energy from the osmiomancy gloves, or I can throw down double stasis turrets, generate a bunch of grenade energy because of firepower. I mean, this is just an actually juice setup. It's my most favorite build in the game. So there is the build, boys. If you find yourself needing some breathing room and your team just can't deal with all the wyverns and overloads just rushing you, use this build. Use Shadebinder. It doesn't even have to be as min-max as my build is. As long as you have osmiomancy gloves and a pretty decent setup with your fragments and cold snaps, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be really fine because the stasis turrets are just amazing. They're so good to crutch on. They can freeze everything. Give yourself some breathing room to deal with the champions one at a time or the wyverns one at a time, and they can also watch your back because the stasis turret's almost like an additional ally if you don't look at it like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if this helped you get your GM clear, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Deuces.